multiple houses with multiple starting mechs in career mode. Yeah, they have good mechs, and a lot of those have at least one medium mech, but I like the challenges of starting with less, and House Kurita starts with only lights. But today we are looking at one of those, which is the Panther. Believe it or not, this is one of the better starting mechs in Mechwarrior 5, even though it's a light mech, which is one of the most iconic mechs related to the Draconis Combine. Originally, it was manufactured with a large laser instead of a PVC, and used mostly to fight raiders or pirates in the periphery, but would then later be given the PPC, which is when it truly began to shine. It was used sort of as a fire support mech for lighter mechs, most effectively the Jenner, and multiples of Panthers in different battle situations proved to be effective at destroying slower moving heavier mechs, but still being able to evade fire, being as it is that they were small and had jump jets. And then they became even more feared when pilots realized how effective they were in urban combat situations, when they were used to fight between buildings or snipe from on top of them, giving them the name of Alley Cat, because they acted like a backstreet mugger waiting to gang up on someone in the alleyways. And these events cemented the usefulness and the tradition of the Panther for the Draconis Combine, and would suffer troubled fielding once the clans invaded, since where they were manufactured was one of the earlier planets conquered, but they would be reborn in the invasion as production rights were later acquired by Wakizashi Enterprises, and refielded effectively in the battle against the clans, and then later used for many years in the Inner Sphere after the end of the clan conflicts. Who's home? Oh, let's go see. Alright. Got my lance here. You can probably tell we have the starting Curitan mechs of the Draconis Combine Force, whatever. It's interesting, I actually started a new career, and I have a new set of rules for myself. Because my previous career, I couldn't fight for any of the houses, and I couldn't buy anything. Except for like maybe hire pilots, you know, but everything had to be salvaged. And this one, I have a new rule for myself. I can only use clan mechs. Now, oh boy. It's like a swarm of bees. Okay, well, anyways, but I can use my first starting mechs, but from here on out, I can only acquire clan mechs. Or I can salvage initiator mechs, but then I have to sell them right away. So that's kind of the new way I'm playing. Oh boy. Can I do it? No. Alright. Oh, I missed that one, didn't I? There's so many, you don't know which one to target. But then you can just start firing and maybe you'll hit somebody. It's the first time helicopters were dangerous. You got a swarm of bees. Yeah, I'm the only one who actually got hurt, really. They wanted me. Of course, I was an easy target, too. I'm slow. And I actually really like the Panther, you know. So the Panther, you know, was made by House Kurita, along with the Jenner. And the Panther was considered a very effective mech. Of course, in later years, they would want, I think it was the Free Hag people, wanted to create a mech to specifically fight the Jenner and the Panther from House Kurita. And so they came up with the Wolfhound, and it turned out to be very effective. In case you're wondering where the Wolfhound came from and why. But of course later on, they came up with their own mech to fight the Wolfhound, so they came up with the Wolf Trap, which is actually, I believe, a medium mech, not a light. And its primary weapon was the LB-10X, and apparently it was fairly effective against the Wolfhound. Kind of like this tag game, right? You keep coming up with another mech to defeat that mech, to defeat that mech. Kind of funny. But now I've got the Panther, and the Panther was a good mech. but it was kind of somewhat of a support mech, you know, because it was slower, so it supported your heaviers. And oh yeah, that's what it was. In this game, it's actually very good. The only problem is, you know, you get to your point slower. Personally, I prefer the Jenner over the Panther. I like the speed, but you know, I'm having fun with this mech still. Now, I could just use Y to swap between mechs and get to points faster right now. But you know, for some reason, I just don't like the Y, just swapping between mechs. Just because, to me, it's not realistic, you know. You couldn't suddenly put yourself in someone else's mech. And it says to control, you know, AI like as if you're controlling, I don't know, over radio or the internet. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but I'll use it in case there's like a stuck bug issue. But otherwise, I actually don't even use Y just because I don't like to swap between mechs. I don't think it's realistic. What are we going to find here, I wonder? By the way, this is the Coyote mission packs that we've added on. It doesn't add on like new campaign missions. What it does is add on more of your regular types of missions that are procedural, like the Battlefield, Warzone, whatever, all that. Look at the sent VTOLs to assist you in your efforts. Oh. Well, I don't think they're going to do you much good now. Would have been nice to start with. A bee swarm to fight a bee swarm. Another reason why the Panther is actually a very good mech is, of course, the ability to mount a PPC in SM4 because you have less tonnage to your engine, you know. Gives you range. Most light mechs, and especially when you start at Mechwarrior 5, you're kind of just used to always being short-ranged. It is very nice to have long range in a light mech. But to do it efficiently, too. Because, you know, if you have a faster mech with like a large laser, you know, 5 tons to one weapon, it really takes up a lot of your heat efficiency capabilities, or removes them, really. That's why the Panther does well with it. So, we'll get out of here now. That wasn't too hard, was it? Mostly just that helicopter swarm. Very interesting, indeed.